Hi guys. If you're in here, you can talk. Hi. Okay, we'll see if people get notified. I decided to go live because I just want to see if people are like getting notified. Um, Hi guys. Okay. So things are getting relatively tense right now, you guys. There's a lot of like, I'm right, you're wrong, blah 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 type shit going on right now. Um, I noticed that like in groups and stuff, I post some of my little mini readings and stuff, and there's always like a know-it-all in there that tries to act like I'm a minion or some shit, and like they know more, and I'm just like, whatever, dude, just stop. Okay, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about some things that involve freedom, letting go of what's holding you back, fears, that sort of thing. I figured I'd get on here and talk about some of that. Okay, there's always somebody that seems to think they, I don't know. Okay, it's just stupid. um, oh, thanks, Tina. It's like, okay, so like divine connections, twin flames, whatever. Okay, it's like there's somebody out there that like thinks they're like some higher up whatever with the whole situation. I don't know. I think the whole label has just gotten to be hijacked, truthfully. I don't know. I think your twin flame is inside of yourself, to be honest, you guys. When you balance yourself out and soul retrieve and put yourself back together, that's really what I feel and what I believe, because what it seems to me, you're not half a person, okay? Um, and labels just are irrelevant at this point, really. So I posted this thing and somebody commented like, unions are coming on the 21st or whatever, and I'm like, and somebody replied like, explain to them, and I said, maybe you should not just like assume that these dates and shifts are always going to bring some result. You know what I'm saying? Because how many times have people been told this date and this shift and yada yada yada? Okay, whatever. Yeah, Eloise, I just started. So I kind of commented that or whatever, and then she got a little bit like, how people are kind of passive aggressive, but they act like they're all for the light. Okay, she kind of was like that. Okay, and she was just like, oh, there's unions that are coming together, and I'm like, okay, like I've been hearing this forever and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should just like let go and not have an expectation here, and and whatever. And then she's like acting like I'm a troubled person, and and all this shit. And I'm like, I've been on mission for quite a while, like you don't really know me and stuff like that. And um, it was just like, oh, sending you healing, sending you, heart healing, and then sending me like these emojis with like band-aids on the heart and shit. And I was like, I don't need your healing. Okay, thank you. Like I'm good or whatever. And sometimes when people try to do that, I feel toxic energy more or less because I feel like they're running off the AI or the artificial side of shit. And then she's like, oh, good luck to you closing out karmic cycles. Oh, da da da. And I'm like, people are out of their minds, you guys. Like, and this isn't the first, run in with this kind of shit. I'm just like, damn, like, And then she told me divine intervention was going to take place in my life, and I'm like, no, 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 because I'm in connection with my own higher self. I don't have a dictation above me, and I do have a control of my own path, but thank you, because we do. So that's what I was going to talk about with divine intervention. Once you get the soul retrieval and all that, you guys, like, and get in touch with your higher self and free yourself from, like, a higher source like dictating you. And I'm sorry, you guys, the spirit guides, I feel like a lot of that is a dictation too. Okay, whatever. Your divine guidance is more or less yourself. Okay, sometimes, yes, you get some sort of divine protection because you ask for that divine protection, that sort of thing. Okay, but I mean, there is gods and stuff like that, you guys, but at the end of the day, you answer to yourself. Like, you answer to yourself. So I've been feeling kind of this darker energy the last few days, and this is like an ongoing battle, okay? Because there's always going to be sides to shit, and my work is being worked against by people that are run on this program, okay? Because they don't like it that I'm speaking truth. It speaks against their program and that sort of thing, and there's always a group of them that are out trying to bring a lot of us truth speakers down, okay? And that's with everything right now, everything. But with spiritual work, oh, absolutely. So I could feel this dark energy, and I know some of you guys were feeling dark energy as well. So I couldn't connect very well. So I finally was able to connect, and my husband connected as well, and there was like a big group of them, running on the program of spirituality, so to speak. And I could see that they were in a group and they were just trying to gain up, basically. But anyways, it was like uh, all of them were thinking that their masculine or feminine was like Jesus or something. I don't know. It was really weird. Okay, so I put up a block to that energy, and then instantly I could connect again. So if some of you were feeling like a block or something, and then you felt it lift in the last hour or so, that might be why. It's constant. It's constant, okay? Um, they were all up there, like, in their mind, like, or like talking amongst each other, how their counterpart or whatever they're thinking. I don't know. I didn't even really look to see who it was or anything like that. Was Jesus. Total ego stuff here. Okay, it was like what it looked like was a group of people that were running on a dictation, basically. So when they were all in their ego, and it was like a competition type of feeling, and it was all like, oh, we're the Christ, and we're the Christ. Like, it was a huge competition on who's Jesus or Christ or whatever. It's really weird. And they were sending dark energy to a lot of us that are trying to break free from dictation. So just so you know, that's what I discovered today, and I cleared it off, and I tried my best to put up some sort of block and repelling that energy off. Okay, because sometimes it sneaks up. Okay. Yeah, you may have been feeling it then, Bridget. It was like on the whole collective that's trying to break free, which is a lot of people that are following my collective. So could have definitely affected a lot of you. um, like I said, you guys, a lot of this twin flame stuff and this, spirituality stuff is running on a dictation. So that's becoming more obvious to me every day. And being as I've been a part of it before, I've had the devices on me before, I know what it is. Okay, because I got a lot of that removed, the new age light stuff and that sort of thing. And, I got it removed a long time ago now, but I never did well with it. I felt very sick, and I didn't feel right, and I felt drained, and I was constantly having attacks, and yeah. So yeah, Rebecca, I've been very guarded as well, and I know that some people that I've talked to, they mean well, but I can feel that they have people quartered on them, so to speak, or that I can feel that there's people like sneaking cords in them and stuff like that, and they may not even realize it. So like this energy can sneak up on us through other people. So yeah, you have to be kind of real guarded with your energy. Okay, and I honestly, maybe I'm just moody and pregnant, you guys, I don't know, but I get really pissed off when people act like I'm a little girl that knows nothing. And it's just like, come on, just shut the fuck up. Like, I'm just so sick of that shit. You know, um, our union's going to just fall into place on the 21st. Probably not, you guys. Okay, sorry. I mean, maybe. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I ain't promising. I'm not going to promise anything to any of you. So, and a divine connection, you guys, is very sacred and it can come in different ways. Okay, so like I said, do what you want, follow what you want, but be open to surprises. Okay, so be free. You know, it's kind of sad. Some of the comments I've been seeing lately were there was a lady, and this isn't the first time I've seen stuff like this, and she lost her home and her children and her business and her whole entire savings over waiting for a twin flame connection or a soul connection of some sort. And she said that she's got illness. What'd she say? I read it and I felt sad because it's not the first time I've seen it. She felt ill, physical illness, autoimmune problems, stuff like that from this connection and the stress, and basically lost everything. And still thought it was worth it. And whoever she's waiting for is a narcissist and controlling and not even nice. So to throw your life away like that, I don't see that worth it. I don't. Okay? It's up to you guys what you want to do, but, that's sad. There's people that have given their children up over all this, and I don't see that as divine. I see that as setting children up to have abandonment issues, So, that just tugs at me. I have 3 little girls and a boy on the way, I understand sometimes there's circumstances where you feel like you have to choose yourself and deal with the rest later or whatever, but to throw away everything for somebody else, to wait for somebody, I don't understand that. To feel sovereign from everything. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and with the soul connection, like, there's a lot of my collective that are meeting other people that are above and beyond what they anticipated. So, like I said, it's all about the open mind and accepting other possibilities and accepting that your reward or your abundance may be even bigger than you think. Because sometimes I feel like waiting for a certain individual to come in and they're not in a sovereign place, they're not in a good place, sometimes is like lowering what you really deserve, if that makes sense, because you guys know what you deserve. Okay, and we can't just like put a cap on our abundance and our capabilities and what we truly deserve in life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know that so much the soul connection, you guys. I feel like that a lot of it is the programming behind it. Okay, because literally it puts devices on you, and it's an energy siphoning operation. A lot of things are. Basically, if you're following a program or rules or anything like that, you guys, it has a dictation behind it. There's some siphoning going on, very likely. Okay. Um, I mean, I'm not saying there's bad things with that sort of thing, but I do feel like that some things, that are something you're following, you're learning from, and you kind of expel that and move on to the next thing and not just sit there like this in this cycle. And I noticed that some of these connections, because I observe comments and I observe posts and things like that, because I learn from that. And the person they're waiting for is just getting more mean to them, more nasty, and it's getting more toxic, and there's more drama and more bullshit. And I'm like, why are you doing this? You know? Why? And then blame everybody else. Blame, 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 blame. The only blocks to our divine path is ourselves. That's the only ones we allow. We are in charge of our life. We are the one allowing blocks on our path. We are the ones that get into fearful modes, and I'm guilty of this myself. I'm not perfect, so I'm not going to sit here and say I am. But getting fearful and feeling weak or feeling vulnerable or getting, a wound that comes forward that you think is gone, whatever it may be in your situation, because this can happen in everyday life. It can be a run-in with somebody you haven't seen in a while that you had beef with or something like that, and a wound comes forward, okay? Then you get into this weak, vulnerable state, right? And then it's kind of preyed upon, and then you create your own blocks. Does that make sense? Because that's what I feel like we're doing for the most part. And then seeking outside guidance to answer everything or save us. That's another kind of block there. I mean, seeking guidance to get where you need to go is one thing, but seeking an outside source to come in and save you is not something I recommend either. So, by all means, you can believe what you want, follow what you want, but don't throw away your life. Okay, don't give up everything, because there's a lot of people that have thrown away possibilities, thrown away the chance of family and children that they've been dreaming about and to wait for somebody. And I know that because sometimes when I do readings, I can see that there's these children that they're desiring, or they've been manifesting because they have it on their mind that they want to have these children, and there's children over there, and there's like, their dreams are like sitting right there, but they're being blocked by these expectations. So well, see, everyone thinks that their situation is a real twin flame. Mine is a real one, and theirs is a fake. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck what the label is? Who cares? Because, like I've said, everybody has karma between each other. And there's been some really rotten past lives in a lot of these connections. I don't care what the label is you have on it. I've discovered a lot of icky past lives and help people remove the toxicity of these past lives that's trying to repeat in this lifetime. Okay, and everybody and their dog thinks that their situation is the true deal and everyone else's is fake and yada, yada, yada. But it's all about, like, how do you feel? How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you in a good place? Are you moving forward? Are you stuck? Are you depressed? Are you lost? And this is what I help people point out in their readings. Yeah. Yeah, so closing out the cycles is a big thing, and part of that is past life as well. So a lot of these connections, you guys, when I go into the past life stuff, it's like really traumatic. It's really traumatic. And yeah, then we call everybody else a karmic. Yeah. That's why I just think we're each other's karmic. I'm pretty convinced of that. Yep, there can be clouds over it, blocks, negative energy, yep. Because that's basically what I was figuring out today was going on, was there was like a big cloud around everybody that was trying to break free today. And that's when I finally I broke through it all and discovered that people running off these programs were basically throwing dark energy at people wanting to be free. So, yeah, always something, because people think that being free, you guys, is evil. They think that's evil. They think that's Satan to, want to be free and not follow a dictation, and you're a selfish asshole and you don't care. Da da da. Yes, family can throw dark energy at you as well. Family can be karmic cycles with family. I mean, like I said, we're like, basically, guys, we have cycled over and over and over and over again here to Earth, okay? Like, so many freaking times, accumulating karmic cycles. And I don't feel anybody's completely free from that. And some people, like, they're like, well, I'm a divine feminine, I was born without karma. It's like, what the fuck? You're sitting here going on about karmics and playing victim and blaming everybody for your problems. How are you here with no karma? That's delusional. It's delusional. Yeah, over people pleasing, and that's the thing. It's like our heart spaces have been hijacked, okay, by the system basically. The black heart concept is what I discovered it because I've been reading up on it a little bit as well because I had the concept like figured out, but I was like, okay, there's got to be like a name for this, and it was like the black heart hijack or something like that. And basically the dark side of the system like pulls at your heart space, guilt trips you, and sends the fear through this and that sort of thing. So that's why with a lot of these connections and the teachings behind it is teaching you to keep giving, 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 and it creates an obsession. And then you throw out all that unconditional love, right? Well, the other person is not accepting it because their heart's probably still closed or hijacked. Well, what it's doing is it's sending all that love to the upper dark elites essentially, and it keeps them going. Okay, well, you're sitting there and draining the hell out of yourself. Okay, so, and there's so many situations that are like orchestrated in this world, like 9/11. Every year at 9/11, you guys, they get a huge emotional, huge energy fix off emotions on those dates and stuff like that, and it like gives them a fix as well or protects them or whatever. A lot of this stuff, you guys, I really feel is just orchestrated events. So there'd be these anniversaries every year, so everybody's like in a sorrow and sending all this. Okay, that's why we're taught not to let go of death. And I've like gotten to the point in my life where I've accepted death, and like the anniversary of people passing away comes and I'm a lot more content with it. And a lot of people, it's like, oh, my grandma died 3 years ago, and they're just like all sad and upset. Well, these emotions literally get sent to these programs. Okay, I know that sounded confusing, but that's what I figured out. They want us to always be in fear and agony. They want us, wounded. They want us always upset. They want us like longing, in our emotions, and sending all of these emotions to them basically. And that's why I'm like, you guys, like, find your soul family that has that balance and love with you. Okay, so you get that return, so you have that balance because it is there. Of course, we want to send out unconditional love to humanity, but it's sitting there and just like letting your heart space drain to absolutely nothing that's going to. What do you get back? Dark slime. You get Archon slime infestation back, basically. Okay, so that's why a lot of you, when you send out a bunch of love to people that don't give it back, you're going to start feeling like really sick or drained. Yeah, and when you start giving with no reciprocation, it starts making you feel like shit. That's what's happening right now. And the dark side like kind of relies on that feed. They rely on that feed. That's why people on these programs right now, they're doing shit like that woman did under a post, sending you love and healing, because she wanted me to send it to her. Because she's probably needing a feed. I mean, that's the kind of shit they're doing. Like, oh, I hope you end your problems. I hope you... They're trying to manipulate you into, like, getting into your emotions or feeling like shit or sending out your love to them. That sort of thing. It's all manipulation. It's all control. It's all to bring you down. It's all to make you feel like you're not, sovereign and free and that sort of thing. So, people up their game. People up their game. So... it's unfortunate that sometimes the true love and light is just whipping back on over to the program dark shit. It is vampire feeding, yep. And then if you say, oh, well, I'm on mission, or, I'm with somebody else that you're happy with or something like that, then they're going to try to tell you that you're not in your divine connection. And that's just coming from a place of jealousy, you guys. So if you're with somebody else and you're happy, don't let that get to you either. It's a fucking label. Okay, it's a fucking label. I'm just going to be honest. It's so stupid. I'm tired of it. Okay, I'm just tired of it. So, yeah, it's detachment. Yep, you want to detach. Even if you are with somebody in a balanced connection, you still don't want to be obsessive and controlled. I mean, come on. Like, so what is a divine union then? Okay, because I've been told that my partner is a twin flame, a karmic, a soulmate, a whatever. He's a new soul. He doesn't have any wisdom, which is coming to be bullshit. So what the fuck is it? Okay, so does it really matter? Does it really matter? So what the hell is union supposed to be then? Because people that are in a happy connection right now and they're in an equal vibration connection, they're being told that they're on the wrong path, basically. And I know this is happening to a lot of people right now. So, um, and it's jealousy. And it's also because you guys that are in that situation right now, you feel free and you feel content, whether you're with somebody or not. They don't want that. People don't want to see you free. So then they're going to try to tell you something else. So am I a twin flame connection right now? I don't consider it that because the way twin flames has been hijacked and presented, I'm not even sure I believe in the label right now. So, divine counterpart. Yes, divine counterpart is an ancient term. Very ancient term. Divine connections. Doesn't even matter. Twin flame, twin soulmate, whatever. Divine counterparts, you guys. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. So if a lot of you find another connection and you're in the, similar vibration, you're going to have people that are going to be like, well, that's just a karmic and that's just isn't. All right, don't listen to that shit. So that's my question. Like, what does some of these individuals think union is then? And is then, if they're dealing with a toxic person, do they just shack up with this individual and call it a day? Or what's the point? To save them and fix them? To, move in with them and imprison them or prison each other? Like, I don't know. It seems kind of... it just seems kind of fucked up to me. So, I mean, that's what I'm wondering, because they're like, well, my connection's real when they're dealing with somebody who's being a complete puke to them. And it's like, okay, well, actions speak louder than words, so what about today? What about today? What about in the moment? How do you feel today? Are you happy today? And that's why we're helping people remove these chains and these cords to these connections, because they're not these beautiful red cords and faded whatever. Okay, no, they're energy siphoning. And the concept of these connections, you guys, is hijacked by the dark because they get a lot of energy off that. A lot. With the obsession, with the desire, with the, wanting these connections so much. It's sending a lot of energy out. Because love sells. Love sells. All right. And when Hollywood gets a hold of something, So yeah, divine counterparts are definitely real, but sitting there and dealing with that shit, I don't know. And spell work. Yeah, people are doing spell work all the time, and honestly, guys, I think half the time it doesn't even go to what they think it is. It's going to a siphoning. I don't know, because spell work takes your energy too. Okay, so like I said, just let yourself be free and don't worry about that shit and whatever. Yep, self-love, mission work. Like, who has time to sit and dwell on that when we have a world that's falling apart. um, there's a lot more arguing about that as well with, what's going on in this world. Everybody's right about that too, and everybody's arguing about that too, and it's just such a waste of time. I feel like the arguing and the poking and all that is just another way to take people off path and get them lured into something else to sit and dwell on. So, and everybody's calling each other selfish and you don't care, da da da. Yep, it's total distractions. Don't you think we've been distracted all our life from seeing the truth? It's about putting blinders on. And then everybody's obsessed with money and, you know, the system is collapsing. It just is. The Matrix, thank you for the donation. The Matrix is falling apart. It's ran on lies. It's ran on illusions. And I know a lot of people are in fear right now that they're not going to find a way out of it because you need a lot of money to find your way out of it, but you really don't. Because faith doesn't cost money. Trusting the process does not cost money. Okay? Because I do feel that if you start trusting, that is when things come to you. Because that's what happened to me. I started trusting. And I didn't grow up rich. I'm not rich. I've always known how to just get by and figure shit out. Okay, so fear is an illusion and fear feeds. And right now, you guys, the window is open to manifest. The window is open. The veil is non-existent pretty much. That's why I could feel that there was some darkness around today, and I could feel that it was some shit being sent. I mean, the veil's thin. They can't get away with this. They can't get away with it. All right. So now is the time to manifest. But now is the time that everybody wants you to be in fear too, so you don't manifest and you don't grow and you don't get past your issues and your fear. They want you in fear, okay? Because on the 21st, things start closing again, okay? And they want you stuck there. They want you controlled. So the more fear you're in, the more you're controlled. So that's what I'm saying. Kimberly, today, the last few days, yeah, that's what I'm saying, the other side, because you guys are probably trying to work on being free, so the opposing side to that is like throwing shit, all right? So basically on the 21st, there's going to be a massive shift. You guys are going into officially entering the new age of Aquarius, which we've been in this process for a long time, which the artificial intelligence program since the 1950s has been trying to stop. Okay, and we're officially entering that. The energetic field's definitely been shifting. Okay, some people call it the 5D Earth. We think 5G is behind a lot of it, so the goal is to rise above the 5G that's controlling us, because 5G is going to have a lot of control on humanity and literally like deteriorate people in a sense. Not to scare you, but that's what we feel is going on. So it's a matter of getting yourself in a sovereign place and out of fear and work on that soul retrieval so you can raise your vibration and the 5G won't affect you, okay? Because you want to like rise up. So the lower vibrational energies, the ones in fear, the ones concerned about what other people think, the ones following this bullshit, that's being fed on, all right? I don't know, you guys, honestly, because there's so much up in the air. And that's why, when people have a million questions about results when it comes to reading, it's really hard for me to do that right now, because it's like we're wrapping up karmic cycles and we're entering a whole new lifetime. Do you have to do that before the 21st? I mean, I don't feel you have to be like 100% perfect ever. Okay? It's a matter of seeing, being awake and aware, having that balance, being the best that you're able to be, basically. Because I do feel on the 21st, the timelines are going to collapse together and blend together. Okay, that's why some people that choose fear over faith, they might be kind of stuck there. I'm not sure, though, 100% what's going to occur. But, Yeah, the back pain is your base chakra, you guys, likely, and the resistance. Okay, there's a lot of resistance right now. The heaviness is the resistance. A lot of that is archon infestation, which is the artificial intelligence. Do some grounding outside, that sort of thing. Expel it back into the earth. Okay, and that's another misconception about spirituality. Spirituality is like, oh, I'll be all up in la la land about shit, and not like grounding it to earth, to Gaia, right? So what does that do? It keeps people kind of floating above reality. So that's another trap too, I feel. Yep, sacral. The bottom three chakras, you guys, specifically the sacral and the base, have been going through cleansing, so there's a lot of pain there. Expelling, you might get the shits or gas, stuff like that. Um, that sort of thing. So, and a lot of the wisdom, you guys, for all this is in yourself. It's in yourself. But you want to be like, keep your light body clear and do the best you can. Salt baths do help. Sometimes, yes. You don't have to be perfect. I mean, don't fear not being perfect, because the fear is what's going to hold you back, and trying too hard. Because I get that way sometimes. Like, am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? It's like, no, just let it go. Just let it go. Um, you'll get there, though. Like, I have noticed on light bodies, though, you guys, there is a lot of archon infestation slime in people. And that is, like, fed into people from this dark side of things, from the programming. You can look up archon infestation, okay, or parasitic, archon parasite, stuff like that, and you get that information. That's the stuff I've been seeing in the chakra system. It literally can take over the chakra system, and expelling this through grounding is a way to expel it as well. Send it back in the earth. And whoever sent me this deck of cards, thank you guys. I just got that today. I always like new cards. I don't know if the emails, you guys, I have quite a few emails that come in, so I don't know. And your name on here probably isn't your name in the email, so I don't even know who you are in here directly. I know that I had a couple emails come in today. I've been kind of busy with other things today with my kids and stuff, so. Archon infestation is real. I've seen it. It's not good. It can cause a lot of immunity issues. It can cause a lot of problems. I've seen it head to toe on people when I've done clearings, and I simply can't get it all out. Sometimes I can't, because it's so much of it, and they got to work on it themselves. And the thing is, if I pull a bunch of it out, because it's like a stringy goo, oil shit, okay? If they don't change their ways, they're going to get right back in. The first time I saw it was like last year. And I've already looked at the Ascension Glossary. I have the whole thing. I pulled it out of this girl or whatever, and it was never ending. It was just never ending. And she had so many health issues too. I really feel that health issues correlate to this. Autoimmune diseases, some of the autoimmune diseases I really feel contribute to a lot of this archon slime shit. Okay? And it feeds on your fear, it feeds on your trauma. In the system, anytime you're running on a program with the system, it injects some of that shit. Controls you. From following, like, programming, dictations, fear, anything controlling you guys. A lot of the illusions of the 3D world, ego-based stuff, obsession with money, jealousy, acting in that sort of manner, that sort of thing. A lot of different things cause it. Dealing with toxic people and not doing anything about it. Sometimes you can put it in yourself. Yep, vaccinations. Yep. That's another thing here is like the devil or the dark isn't always bad. Okay? So don't fear that. Don't fear the dark, because that's when the dark will get your ass. Okay? It's all about the balancing act. That's why I don't worry about being perfect and being completely 100% either, because that is just as toxic. That's opening a door of fear. Okay? And control. Because I feel like when it comes down to it, that a lot of people will have fears over giving up things in their life, or fears over money, and fears over stability, and fears over the illusions of the world, basically, of this programming that's, supposedly taking care of us and loving us, which is just Stockholm Syndrome, basically. And they're going to go get in line and go get this vaccine and not fight for it either, because there'll be fear installments. Like in Minnesota, a bunch of businesses tried to just open up anyways, despite the governor's orders, which we don't even have to follow. If you follow common law, natural law, you don't have to follow that shit. There's ways out of it. And they got fines today for it. And a bunch of people are like, good, they should go to jail. They should this and that. And it's like, but they probably won't even pay them. Okay, because I think a lot of them know what they're doing anyways. Yeah, well, foods with chemicals in it and stuff like that can contribute, you guys, but a lot of it is like the pain and the trauma and the holes in your soul, basically, is where it fills. Does that make sense? Okay, more so, yeah, food can contribute as well, yes, but I feel like it's more like your light body, infesting your light body, okay? Well, if enough people rise and stuff like that, people are just going to open their businesses up anyways. And I just can't believe how delusional people are. Because, people are like, well, why do big box stores get to stay open then? Why are they okay? And they're like, well, they're just safer. And they're this and that. And they probably changed the filter in their furnaces. I'm like, what? Okay, you're delusional. So basically, you're just allowing a communism hijack here, and you're not seeing it. Like, I don't know how people don't see it, but whatever. People are just delusional, especially when it comes to being in fear. The whole world has trauma. That's what they feed on. They want us traumatized. They want us scared. That's how they get control. We're a big world of wounded children. And we look at the system as mommy and daddy. And we look at the system as somebody we have to answer to, and somebody that we have to bow down to and fucking listen to. And when you wake up to that and realize that, you realize how much bullshit that is, that you're not free, that you've been answering to bullshit all your life. And then we've all been part of the MK Ultra programming. So the MK Ultra has literally damaged us. Which almost everybody has some form of sexual trauma. Almost everybody. Okay? So, and everyone, a lot of people are so fixated on the human trafficking operation underground and stuff like that. And, those sort of things. And yes, I'm not saying that's not existent, but it's taking away from the fact that we're being slaves right now. All this is distraction. And my husband and I have been talking about that the whole time. We're like, a lot of this is distraction. And it is. So, hi there. I love Holland because I have a lot of background in Holland. So the more we dwell on, worrying about other things going on and freeing people from that, or, shattering that, it's like, well, what about you? Are you free? Because people are like not looking at the big picture there. And the fact our school system's brainwashing our children, literally preying on the left side brain training, which is the reptilian brain training. Okay, so just such a distraction. Elections, distraction. Um, Distraction from what's reality here. So I hope more people wake up to that. Yeah, a lot, and there are some people that are telling, or family are telling them they're going to disown them if they don't get it. And, as far as I'm concerned, it's taking the trash out, so whatever. Just the way it is. Hi there. So, instead of worrying about distractions, instead of waiting for somebody to awaken and come to you and have this romance love story, look at the big picture. Are you free? What are your fears? Why do you have them? Because that's being preyed on right now. Okay. Yeah, and balancing the feminine masculine side of yourself is a big focus, big part of it is balancing yourself. And that's another lie so much has been told, like, you're only half a soul. No, that's not true. Yeah, fear intimacy is like a huge one. It's all part of the MK Ultra, you guys. It's literally, you don't even have to be like, sexually abused. It can be insecurities, weight issues. It's brainwashing that's done. So yeah, it's interesting. Schools are a big one. Schools really promote insecurities and brainwash. I can't even stand that. School is where a lot of shit's at. Medical and school. All right, so I'm going to do the feminine energy, you guys. So a lot of you are feeling a bit stuck right now, feminine. Okay? You're feeling like you can't move forward right now. So you're feeling like you're stuck. Okay? That's what I'm seeing. And honestly, guys, I kind of pick up right now as a good time to just relax. Like, take a break. Work on your creative side. That will help your sacral chakra as well, you guys, because the sacral chakra has been hijacked by a lot of different things, because it takes away from your creativity, it takes away from your individuality, that sort of thing. So that's what I'm hearing right now, is work on your creative side. So I'm kind of picking up a lot of you feel really stuck with what your Ten of Cups is, with what is your wish fulfillment here. The feminine feels a little bit like, oh, I'm not going anywhere. And maybe some of you are letting go of this connection more and more, or you're letting go of the dream behind it, or the idea behind it. Because I feel like a lot of you with, soulmates or divine connections, that sort of thing, you were sold a dream essentially that you were working for, and it doesn't feel achievable anymore. Or you're just going to let go of that for right now. But it's like you feel stuck. Okay, you feel stuck. Yeah, you should be in your Ten of Cups, wherever you're at. A lot of you are like going back and forth, back and forth. And what I feel like is going on is the feminine energy is kind of jumping back and forth between the timelines right now. Okay? Every time you get bouts of fear, every time you hang on to your old self, every time you're questioning things, you're going to that old timeline again. Okay? And then you're opening up to that vulnerability. But sometimes you got to visit those old fears again so you remember. So you're like, oh, yep, no, I don't want that again. Okay? So, this is normal. Very normal. Okay? And a lot of you, you're kind of just cutting off the idea of love here. You're just, okay, let's just be honest. Like, since we were born, we're all always sold a dream, right? We've always been sold a dream. Whether it's the idea of a divine connection and waiting for it, or, when we're a child, like, you're going to graduate, you're going to go to college, you're going to be successful and rich and we're always sold a dream. That's how they keep us going, you guys. Okay? The American dream of illusion, because you have to be asleep to believe it, right? So a lot of what we're sold is just, it's dreams, it's illusions at the time, because sometimes deep down, you're not even sure if you fully believe it, is what I'm hearing. Does that make sense? Okay? Because I'm feeling like a lot of you, you're getting the Queen of Swords or the Ace of Cups in reverse, and you're just like, nah. Like, you're not really sold to this right now. Okay? You're not really sold to this right now. You're not really drawn to it anymore. A lot of you, you're getting turned away from your connection. You're getting repelled. Okay? You're feeling different about it. You're not feeling the same. You're not on the same path anymore. You guys have let go. Naturally, you guys have let go of cords and chains and control devices and that sort of thing. You do take them off yourself sometimes. It does happen. And as you free yourself and let go, you don't feel the same about this dream that you were sold, or, whatever it was that you were expecting or holding on to. Like, you're just not sold on it anymore, is what I'm hearing. Okay? It's a change in your heart space. It's a change in you. It's a shift in you. Okay? And let's be honest, we've always, in actuality, we've been sold lies to keep us going, to keep us slaved, to keep us stuck, to keep us tied down, like I said, all our life. Okay? Like, since we were a child. Well, one day, like, life is hard. One day you'll get to retire and relax. Okay, and it's like, we wake up and we slave every day to this shit, waiting for this dream to happen in whatever aspect that is in your life, and it never comes. It's the programming, it's robotic, it's bullshit in so many different ways. And I feel like dreams, like, they can come true. You can manifest your dreams, you can manifest your reality. It just may not be the way you thought it was. It may come to you in a different way, and it's kind of supposed to be a surprise, I feel. Okay? And how do you think these people make money, you guys? How do you think some of these systems keep going? They keep selling you a dream or a goal. Okay? They keep selling you an outcome. Basically. It's just like sometimes when you get into the medical and you get diagnosed with something, and then you get a medication, and then you get diagnosed with something else and diagnosed with something else. Pretty soon you're so warped in there and you're constantly going, and it's just this continuous ordeal. Okay? It's never ending, right? So you guys are learning, so much more in regards to love, nurturing. You're gaining clarity on this with the Queen of Cups and that sort of thing. You're gaining truth on what love is, and where to put this love, what it feels like, because it feels different than what we're told, right? Because what we're told love is hurts. It hurts. Okay? And that's where some of this, like, artificial intelligence is behind a lot of this shit. Okay? It sells you a dream, and you get euphoria off that dream, right? And I feel like that euphoria is subsiding. Okay? That excitement is subsiding. Reality is kicking in. And you're realizing that this hurts. This is hurting you. This has stopped you. That sort of thing. Yeah, and love shouldn't be painful. Because that's what's happened that keeps us wounded, you guys. Because then we beg for it. We beg for it, you know? And then we change who we are for it. We stop our life for it. You're a child begging for love and acceptance, right? And that it shouldn't fucking hurt. And then you got people that are like, oh, well, I love you unconditionally. And then you're like, well, then why do I have to be a certain way? Why do you put me down? Why do you do this and that? You know what I'm saying? That's not unconditional love. That's a fucking asshole. Okay? I don't care who it is, you know? Or you gotta follow a certain culture. You gotta follow dictation to get love. Well, that's not love either. You know? You don't have to accept everybody for who they are, the way they're behaving either. Okay, it's all about the boundaries and having self-respect, I feel too. And I feel like labels sometimes it can push people to accept behavior and accept treatment that isn't okay. Okay? Because some people you deal with toxic family members because that is your blood, and you hear things like, well, blood is thicker than water. You know, that's your family, or that's whatever. You should just tolerate. So you take all this abuse. And some of this shit is set up so you keep taking abuse out of a name of a label or whatever. So it keeps people wounded and that sort of thing. Okay? So that's what we're all discovering right now. Without pain, there can't be love. If you have to sit in pain for the rest of your life in the name of love, there's something wrong there with the balance. Okay? Because once I discovered what unconditional love truly was and my heart space like opened, it's really not what I was taught. It's not what any of us were taught. Okay? So, yeah, it was painful to get to that point. That's true. You do have to be asleep to believe the American dream. You guys, like, there's hints in all this shit. American dream? You know? Like, we're sold this garbage. You know? Like, as a child, you go to school, you go to college, you get a job, you get the American dream. But the American dream is actually debt with the system, and you slave for it the rest of your life. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this saying that Dave Ramsey said, because I like Dave Ramsey budgeting. I'm not a religious person per se, but he said... Everyone wants to keep up with the Joneses, not realizing the Joneses are more broke than you because they're in debt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's constant debt. It's constant owing. Okay? So... you guys are just... you're being more cautious with your emotions right now. Where you're putting them, where you're investing them, what you're putting them towards, what you're receiving in return. Okay, you're not going to receive garbage right now. Okay, and if you're anything like me, you've probably been a little overly cautious lately because people are trying to be little tricksters. And even in comments on Facebook, you guys, and they sit there and act like they're caring, like, sending you healing, sending you love. I can feel the toxicity trying to get at me, okay? I can read between that shit. Everyone's transparent right now. All right? So that's why I'm who I am, and I swear, and I don't care, and I say it like it is, and I don't give a shit. If people are offended, oh well. You know what I'm saying? But I come from a place of love. I come from a place where I care, you know? It's just who I am. I'm not going to sit here and degrade you or be like, oh, sending you healing. Okay. Okay. Listen. Come move to Minnesota, you guys. Passive aggressive. Like, that shit, I don't care what part of the world you live in. I see through that shit in fucking 2 seconds. Okay? I see that through... I live in passive-aggressive Minnesota, nice cold as ice, okay? I know passive-aggressive, and it's very disguised sometimes, okay? All right, love finds you guys. You know what? Love finds us. It really does. It finds us. You know, like that cat that it's been the neighborhood stray and it's all beat up and all of a sudden it like moved in with our family pretty much. Okay. It finds us. We don't have to beg for it or just search for that shit. And there's people you're dealing with, they're gonna learn about love. Okay, they will. They will. But you know as much as I know that when you learn that, it's very, very random. It's unexpected. 'Cause you're like, oh my God, what's happening to me? Like, it feels like death almost when your heart space opens. Okay. Um, well, hi there. Well, I just gotta kick it out when people comment, like, sending you healing. I don't need your fucking healing. Passive aggressive shit. Sorry, you guys. I'm just like annoyed by that stuff because it's all the time and I'm just kind of tired of it. I need your fucking healing. I don't know. I get tired of it. And I said, healing for what? You and your karmic cycle, she said. And I'm like, who are you to tell me that I have karmic cycles? Because everybody thinks they can read me, and I'm telling you, I have my energy pretty good. And I think it's funny when people think they can read me and they come up with all this shit. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know what La La Land or Archon device you have on you, but that was incorrect. And then one time I got an email and they're like, I talked to your guides last night. No, you didn't. And I especially know when they're wrong when they get the sex of the baby I'm pregnant with wrong. I'm like, well, I'm not pregnant with a girl, so I don't know what guides you were talking to. Because unless the girl's got big balls in there, I mean, I don't know. I have my energy really, really guarded, so it's not that easy to read. I have to allow it. I just think it's funny. Oh yeah, he's a boy. He's very boy. Don't deny. No denying. I don't have spirit guides. That's just I really don't. So that's all artificial intelligence ran. They can have devices on them showing a version of me that's bullshit. They really can. So I don't know. Yeah, and then he's due on Easter. Like, how weird. Like, Easter Monday. How weird. I don't know. Maybe he's the actual Jesus. Since I saw all these people in the spirit realm that think they're masculine's Jesus. I don't know. It was really weird. I don't know. Just playing that shit. It's my husband's son. I was like, okay. I just thought it was funny. Sorry, guys. Some things that's so egotistic. So egotistic. People are like, oh, I'm the chosen, or, you know, or what star seed is that? I was like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't really care. Are you a chosen? I don't know. I don't care. Choose myself, maybe. I don't know. I think that's all just kind of distraction, too, really. I'm a chosen, you know, that kind of shit. I don't like that crap at all. I've learned labels are just complete illusions lately. It shows lack of integrity, yes, but they also get karma for doing it because you don't do that shit. That's why when I do readings, if the masculines are very like guarded with their energy, I don't push it. I don't want to do that. So, and if they have their private life, we need to learn boundaries in this lifetime. Like in the age of Aquarius, it's about boundaries as well. So I don't like to read in people's private life without their permission. I don't clear people without their permission. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I any more of people like pull cards on people behind their back or do that kind of shit behind their back. they're probably not going to get accuracy, and it'll probably cause them some pain and take away some of their light too. So it's on them to try that shit. But I just know some people think they can read me and they come up with this shit. It's like, huh? Where are you getting this crap? My guys? I don't have a bunch of guys on me. You know, it's interesting because the dimension that I do a lot of work in, you guys, is the same dimension that I see dead people in. So basically, I do feel like some people work on the other side of the veil because there are people doing it now. But it's kind of unknown. But I feel like in some aspects, if there's other galaxies that we can reincarnate in, I do feel we can come back to Earth. I do feel that once we soul retrieve and get our pieces of soul back together, that there is more options for us. Because what's happened is we've gone into this karmic cycle where there's pieces of our soul missing. They keep us wounded and that kind of shit, and then they blind us. Okay, the veil's been very thick. So we come back without repenting. We're supposed to repent, you guys, which is what we're doing now. We're repenting. Okay, we've all sat and repent. You know, I've seen it. There's literally kind of like a jail in the other dimension where you sit and repent your sins, you know, that sort of thing, and find yourself, okay? So we haven't been repenting. We've been in this continuous karmic cycle, okay? So we come back and we do the same lifetime basically over and over again and accumulate more and more bullshit and lose more and more pieces of ourselves. So we're born wounded from wounded parents, okay? And the more karma the parents carry when they have you, the more you get. And actual divine connections, I'm just going to say it, there's bloodlines behind a lot of it. I have been figuring out as well. There's bloodlines. There is ancestral bloodlines behind divine connections, and this has gotten mixed up with a lot of different things, okay? So those bloodlines are starting to kind of come back together as well right now. How that's going to pan out, I don't know. But there's something to the bloodlines and where your wisdom comes from and where your roots are, okay? Because there is kind of like certain bloodlines that weren't supposed to get together and reproduce essentially, so that kind of messed things up as well. I'm not quite sure on all of it, but that's what I've been figuring out lately, is something about bloodlines. Excuse me, you guys, when I start reading, my nose runs. So I do feel that some of these aspects behind soul or twin flames, you guys, is actually drawing together people that maybe are not supposed to be together. Does that make sense? There is some dark behind some of that. And that's where I've been kind of dismantling this with, you know, divine connections and figuring it out. Okay? Because my husband and I figured out that we were in several lifetimes of arranged marriage because of the bloodlines that we came from. So that was kind of interesting discovery, and we like put a lot together with that. We do have more than one option for a divine connection. That I do believe. So yeah, there is something to the bloodlines. You know, that's why some people, if they have like a certain blood type, maybe I'm not talking about the Rh negative factor, but it's something with the ABO effect as well, where the babies can have some issues when they're born because of the like O or B blood or something like that crossing, not just the Rh negative, because that's another story too, but yeah, there's something with bloodlines and where you're rooted to, okay, that has to do with your background, where your soul is coming from. There's so much to it. There's so much to it. So sometimes different bloodlines get stuck in these families and kind of like change it. It changes the timelines. It shifts the timelines. In some aspects with the twin flames as well, I'm kind of seeing that it's possibly opposing bloodlines too. So Yes, there is families, you guys. Some of you literally could have been stuck in a family that was just a bunch of dark, or it was the wrong soul family altogether. That's happened as well. So I already, yeah, my blood type, I'm A negative. I'm in the A group. So yeah, there's a lot of weird stuff I'm figuring out. It's just kind of weird. So yeah, I had all these past life was arranged marriage. So for me, I always felt like I was being like trapped or prisoned, or I always had that feeling like I hated being feeling pressured or forced. Okay, like I don't know how to explain it, but then I found that out that basically my life was like chosen for me all these lifetimes, and then there was lifetimes of being prisoned and human trafficking as well, in a whole bunch of different fucked up situations, and that's why I felt that way. I always felt like I wasn't free. Well, we're not free anyways, but you get what I'm saying. So yeah, we all have 12 house planets. We all have 12 houses. So people are finding their soul families, and I notice a lot of people that follow me do have the RH negative factor. A lot of them seem to be A and O, or yeah, A and O seems to be the more common ones. Something I just figured out too. I don't know about the final lifetime. I do feel that there may be some souls. I hate to say this, destroyed basically, because there's going to be a lot of death. Sorry, I just have to say it, but I feel like some souls are going to be just destroyed. AB negative is what my grandma was. So some of you, I do feel you feel a disappointment today. Okay, that's why I'm picking up the feminine, and some of this disappointment I'm kind of picking up is around things not moving forward, or you possibly feel like you wasted time. Time's never wasted, okay? You may have shifted timelines. You know, if somebody asked me, can your path change? Yeah. You have free will, but you don't. Okay? If you stay in the control, behind the control, you guys, and some people are like, well, it's my right. I don't have to believe this or that. That's not my truth. It's like, okay, well, you don't have to believe that you're basically prisoned or controlled. That's fine, but there's consequence with that. You know, just warn them. You know, if you want to work against that, that's fine. But are you having free will if you're letting the government or a program tell you who the fuck you are? I mean, think about that. So, you guys are discovering your passions and desires. Okay? You're discovering what you want for stability. That's what I'm picking up as well. You're discovering where you want your roots. Or you're discovering what your roots come from. Discovering your soul family. Is what a bot? Am I a bot? I don't think so. I don't know. You're discovering what you do have control of, which is you. No, I think Angels of Enlightenment she's been in here before. And I think she's in my group. So yeah, I've seen her in here before. I'm pretty sure of it. So with the age of a Pisces, basically, it's been complete illusion, lies, deception, control. And then I was reading something that those of us that were a big part of the shift, we basically got rejected by the system most of our life, and especially went through really like injustice situations with the system. Was it from 2010 and on or something like that? And that, oh, I did big time. Big time. With every aspect of the system you think of. Medical, courts, school. Police department, CPS, you name it. I dealt with it all. I saw it all. And it was a way for us to see exposure. There's a way for us to experience it and also clear some of our own karma and learn and that sort of thing. So I found that quite interesting. So I'm going to see what kind of darkness the feminine's going through before I see what the masculine. Oh, you guys are walking away. Distant and walking away. Damn. I don't know that that's a, you know, I don't think this is dark. I mean, some of you may be like withdrawing a bit much, but I don't know I don't, you know, right now I kind of feel like withdrawing in general is necessary and resting and rejuvenating and that sort of thing. So, because a lot of you, like, you feel kind of delusioned right now. You feel kind of, I get this. I feel this. Okay, I feel it. We've been lied to. And it's something more every single fucking day. So I think, you know, hermit mode right now is not a bad thing. For one thing, I don't have patience. I get really pissed off. Okay. And I tend to get a little bit hostile when I get pissed off or get messed with. So yeah. So, but some of you may be in fear is what I'm hearing as well. So, and see, what I'm picking up with the feminine is a lot of you expected some big change that did not happen. That's exactly what I just heard. You expected a big change by now that did not happen. Okay? You expected a masculine to awaken and come to you. You expected a shift in your life that did not occur. This is just what I'm hearing intuitively, and it's kind of brought you down. And a lot of you have kind of like totally withdrawn completely because of this. So this could be a form of depression too. You guys is what I'm picking up. All right? You'll purge this energy. Okay? Because I feel like what's going on is this expectation that you were promised, this story that you were sold, okay, all of these portals, they shift, yada, 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 you were going to get this result and you didn't get it, and it's just like a complete letdown. I get that. Okay, I get that. You're retrieving back these soul pieces from those letdowns is what I'm picking up. And it's painful, and you're purging the letdown. Okay, it's okay. You will be fine. Okay, you will be fine. But what I'm hearing is this is putting you in a place where you're not feeling protected, or you're feeling vulnerable as well, and you're protected. You're safe. You're fine. If anything, this is good. You're going through this. Because this is what I pick up about these connections. This is what I've gathered. You have a ton of past lives with these individuals. In the collective that I've dealt with, this is what I've seen. A lot of accumulated karma that you weren't aware of. So this person holds a good chunk of you, okay? So So people are like, well, that's a karmic. Well, just like, oh, that fucking shit, whatever. Because I feel like some people will put that name on somebody, acting like that they're not worthy when we're all a karmic of some sort. Okay? And these past lives are really traumatic. Okay? And it's like a repetitive thing. And they hold a big chunk of you. So you get drawn into that, okay? Then you get into this programming that promises you a result of some sort. Okay, and then it gets to be an addiction, an obsession. And this person holds a chunk of you, okay? And then sometimes there's artificial intelligent devices put between you and this individual to make it even worse. Because it's an energy siphoning thing. But that's beyond the point. But that's what awakens you is the shadow work, basically. Okay, does that make sense? So the shadow work gets done. And I feel like this person crosses your path so you can soul retrieve. And for some of you, it's multiple people. You've ran across multiple people in the last few years that you've learned something from or that has awakened you to a big part of you. Because that happened to me. I've crossed paths with a lot of people. Oh, thank you for the donation. I'm not doing like individual things right now, but so I feel like the last few years, the majority of us have crossed paths with a lot of people that we've had triggers with that have helped us with this, okay? These connections are tricky, you know, but I do a lot of past life readings and there's spell work involved, blood rituals, murders, suicides, unrequited love, drama, chaos, you name it. Yeah, I think that's another currency though. It's like $2 in American or something. I'm not sure what that is. Well, yeah, I feel like that's kind of what a twin flame is, you guys. They trigger your shadow. They trigger your shadow work so you can get that piece of your soul so you can heal the masculine feminine energy inside yourself. Does that make sense? That's what I picked up. For the most part. And then a lot of people trigger this awakening and this healing process, whether that other person does or not. I mean, I'm not saying you can't be with that person, but some people have moved on to an even better connection. So there's no direct rules with this because you can't control somebody else's free will. But are you half a person? No. Are you bound to a person? No. Do you share a chakra system? Fucking no. Okay, it's cords. Okay, it's cords. I remove them all the time. But the programming causes people to put those cords back together. Okay, and then it creates obsession, and you think you're bound to this individual, and it causes chakra imbalances, and it's just a complete mess. So they're basically, yes, a huge catalyst to all of your past lifetimes of trauma and all of that good stuff. So, and sometimes you guys, they'll run into people that's just like that person. You know, like, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of, I don't know how to explain it, but there's more than one option. How do you walk away? That's on you to actually want to and remove those blocks. That's what a lot of my clients are finding is like a better version. Okay, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I met this guy and he's a lot like this other guy and and he's just more amazing." And sometimes they struggle to accept it because it's like too good to be true. So, and that's what I feel like it is. A lot of it is your catalyst to a major part of your awakening process so you can soul retrieve. And I feel like a lot of it is preparation for the year 2020. It's just that it got hijacked into a money making thing and, that kind of shit. And there's still learning behind all that too, though. There's still learning and teachings behind all that. But for some people, it's like in this continuous cycle. So, Well, if you have past lives with them, there is some, I don't know if you're gonna call it a contract per se, but you're retrieving that piece of your soul back from those past lives. And when my husband does cord removals, he knows that a lot of the cords that he's removing is soul retrieving from past lives. Okay. And like when I do past life readings too, I do a cord removal at the end of it. If I see cords, I will take them out. And it's literally like these cords are holding your soul into that past life, into that timeline still, and it's defining you. Okay, and it's creating some problems. So a lot of people, when they do this cord removals and they get their soul pieces back and they heal, or they do these past life clearings, that sort of thing, they feel completely different about the connection. There's a lot of artificial intelligence behind some of that. I have to just be honest. I've been seeing it. Okay. So and yeah, I'm not saying you can't have union with this person. You could, you know. It's just right now I'm trying to get you guys out of that loop. Out of that loop, you know what I'm saying? So there is. I've even called some of it out. Like I actually was blowing myself away. There's a couple clients I said the zodiac sign and everything. And I was like, okay, well, whatever, And then they came to me and they're like, oh my God, I met somebody with that same zodiac sign. I'm like, what? So they're manifesting in. So, well, Amanda, you had cords work done with my husband. It helps. It's painful. It's painful to be. It's more painful than you think to put yourself back together. It really is. It really is. And I just did a reading last night for somebody and I picked up a certain zodiac sign and stuff like that. And she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you saw that, because I guess somebody else saw the same thing, or she was manifesting something like that. So it was interesting. I do think there's something to the blood types. I haven't quite put it together. And there's something to your heritage, and there's just so much to a lot of things that I'm putting together. And it goes beyond just the spirit realm. It's like here on earth too. So yeah, like noble last names, surnames and stuff like that. I've been learning stuff about that. Yeah. So either way, like my work isn't around like telling you if you're gonna get into union and all that shit. My work is more like freeing your soul, helping you work through the trauma, working through all that, getting out of the labels, getting out of the loop, that sort of thing, and finding yourself. That's more what my mission is about. Okay, so, and shattering down the illusions behind a lot of this. Helping you break codependency, because I had to break my own codependent cycles too. So how else would I know what it's like? I had to break codependency too. So well, my family's the A family. So we're the A's over here. We're the A's, my kids, and 2021, because it's going to be like a new age, basically a new lifetime. It's really, really unpredictable, but I do feel there's going to be a lot of dismantling going on. But it's all in how you perceive it, because some people have seen the year 2020 as shit. But I've been through a lot of this already because I was getting prepared without knowing. So I went through all this pain. A lot of this pain and bullshit I went through already. So for me, 2020's been like, I don't know. I liked it. I let go of a lot of cycles and things like that and move forward. But I've been pretty happy, and a lot of self-discovery for me, and happiness. And other people are just like, oh my God, it's been hell, So it's all in how you see it. So 2021, it all depends on the timeline you pick too. If you're going to go into the control system, you guys, might not be so pretty, okay? But I do feel there's going to be a lot of regulations that we're going to have to get through. You know, they're going to try to take away luxuries. They're going to try to take away shit, you know, like, oh, you got to get this shot, you got to get this and that. And it's more than just the shot. There's more behind it. But basically, they're going to try to control us. I'm going to try to control us. But I feel like a lot of you, if you're in, you know, the higher frequency, you're not even going to notice this shit anymore, and you're not even going to care. Because when you get into a higher frequency, you look at everything differently. Okay? To me, the government is just an illusion anymore. Okay? I'm not scared of it. It's stupid. The control, to me, I'm just like, oh, okay. So in Minnesota, you can't eat in a restaurant, but you can go outside in a tent in -30 and eat, you know, to help with the Rhone. Okay. You know, I look at stuff like that, like, okay, you know, and people are actually buying this shit, and I'm like, damn, okay. I even look at like Hollywood differently, actors differently, you know, people of authority differently. They're human, just like us. All right. So if you get into a higher frequency, you're just going to view things differently. You were designed to handle this. You were designed to handle this. So yeah, you guys, the registering cars, yeah, that's bullshit. I've actually been reading up that mortgages are bullshit, which I do believe that because I do feel it's theft. Banks are theft. Um, Taxes are theft. It's all theft. It's just bullshit. Yeah, I saw that in New York, and in Minnesota, we're not having any snow yet. But it's cold here. Yeah, the eating outside, what the, you know, and then people are so stupid. And that's why right now I can't even associate with people going along with this because I would seriously probably go crazy and be like, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna do the mask in a second here. He's done. That's okay. But it's like, okay, so you're gonna eat outside in a Rona tent. Are you gonna have like a frozen porta potty out back to go shit in? You know, I don't know, whatever. So stupid. Wake up, people. And people are like, well, it helps to be outside. Like people defending this. It helps to be outside in a tent. There's more air circulation. I can't. I can't. Because I guess you're supposed to have it's only I can't even really talk about it. It's so stupid. You're supposed to have like only two sides to the tent and I don't even know. I don't know. I can't even deal. I'm not going to go sit and eat in a circus tent. And it's just too bad for, you know, small businesses. Because these big corp restaurants, some of them get to be open. That's cute. You know, whatever. I'm hearing the masculines aren't feeling your love. Not that they were accepting it before, but that's just what I heard. Okay, so see what's going on in the masculine. Keep in mind this can come in. Well, money is above American laws, but so are you, and you don't even know it. Look into it. Common law, natural law. The whole time. I was reading stories that you can literally go in the courtroom and say, I am here in my flesh and blood, I am here in my natural state, and I do not agree with this shit. And they let you go. Not kidding. So, yeah, I'm not even kidding about that. You have a right to your natural, you have a right to be a sovereign human. You do. So look into it. There's some groups on Facebook. England has a huge one going on right now. You guys, these masculines, like, okay, you guys are on different timelines. So like I've said before, the masculine energy can be anybody of the dark timeline. Your family, your friends, coworkers, whatever. Okay, that's kind of how it's been lately. And what I'm picking up is these masculines, they just don't really understand you right now. They're struggling to have an understanding of some things that you're dealing with or that you're going through. Yeah, they're going through abandonment issues. Major abandonment wound here. Major. And I have hiccups, so the masculine energy has their solar plexus hijacked as usual, so... Well, I mean, think about it. You're going to eat in a tent and then go shit in like a frozen porta potty in Minnesota because you can't go inside and use the bathroom. I don't know. Whatever. I'm just done with this shit. I mean, I'm just done with it. Alright, so what I'm picking up here is the masculine, like, they don't understand you right now, okay? They feel, if they feel, I don't know, but they feel that your energy is not the same towards them at this time is what I'm picking up, okay? They don't feel that you are as invested, okay? And I know a lot of these connections, you guys, there was obsession, okay? And they were repelled by it, yet they got off on it because they loved it that somebody was desiring them that deeply. Okay? And you guys have drawn your energy back in. And they're not feeling this nurturing, loving, energy that would just come to their doorstep and give them whatever they ask for. Okay? And I feel like there's some miscommunication about that. And I also feel like this individual, like, they think they got their shit together, which that comes in all the time. They think they got their shit together. But they're just, like, in la la land about that, as usual. So, you know, there's a lot of people that, in the masculine energy, so anybody you're dealing with on this darker timeline, they think we're going to go back to normal. Okay? That's what this individual I'm picking up on, or this energy, is thinking. Okay, so they're at a low point right now. They're falling apart. They're probably full of the archon shit I was talking about at the beginning of my video. Okay, and they're in fear and all that, but they just think it's going to go away. So there's some delusion here. They're scared. They're scared. But at the same time, they're probably just like, oh, I'm a big man, I got shit figured out, you know, typical shit I always say. Because look at a lot of you had to turn away from people that were, you know, were a parent to you, or a boss to you, or, you know, somebody who was whatever to you, and they just kind of look at you like you don't know anything, and things are going to go back to normal. I mean, I know all of you are dealing with that right now. Okay? That's kind of what this masculine I'm picking up on is. Yeah. Their wish fulfillments are falling apart. Yep. All right. Whoever's in this timeline or in this masculine distortion that I'm picking up on, like, shit's falling apart. Okay. Um, they can stand there and weather it out. They can stay in there and be fake as fuck. But, this Nine of Cups here, I always see it as empty cups they're protecting and they got it figured out and everything. Those cups are all empty. And it's upside down, so the empty cup's dumped out anyway, so whatever. It's, it's like, I don't know, a shitstorm? I mean, denial? Standing in the middle of a house that has a tornado ripping it apart? I don't know, that's the visuals I'm getting. And they're like, it'll be okay. That's the visual I'm getting. That's how a lot of people are acting in this world. I'm just sitting there like, I know you're losing sleep. I know you're scared. I know you're anxious. I know you think if you obey and comply to this shit that everything's going to go away, but you're delusional. But you also think eating outside in a tent at -30 is going to help the Rona. So how serious do I take your ass? That's what I say. Like, how serious do you take me? Okay? And I feel like this masculine here, like, they're kind of feeling a bit defeated in that sort of thing as well at the same time is what I'm seeing. So it's like, they can't really prove themselves anymore. And people look more stupid. And that's where this masculine's coming in. Like, they're trying to defend the darkness, and they're trying to defend that everything's going to go away. That's what people have been doing, since whatever, all their life. Okay? And it's like there's nothing to defend here anymore. And they can try. But a lot of you, if you're in contact with this individual or any of these people or this type of individuals, you're going to be like, okay, and you always have something to say is what I'm hearing. You guys always have truth to say. So it's like they don't know what to say to you anymore. Okay? They can't defend this anymore. They can't sit here and defend this tower anymore. They can't hide this tower anymore. They can't pretend it's not there anymore. And that's what's going to go on when the system dismantles. It already is. People look so stupid. They just look stupid. Sorry. I like being prison. Okay, it's just... I'm sorry. Like, some of this shit is just so comical. I can't even, like... Okay, and I know people like think, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. It's like, whatever, while you're sitting there in fear, pretending that everything's gonna go away. Okay. I'm just so stupid. That's how people are acting, though. I mean, okay, go on Facebook, go on your local news station, and read the comments under articles, okay? Because I do that shit for sheer entertainment, guys. And I shouldn't be such a bitch, because I know people are actually just really fearful, but I'm just like, I can't today. And then somebody said, okay, so you're going to be okay with piling into Walmart, but a small restaurant can't be open and has to eat out in a tent or whatever. And they said, Walmart changes their furnace filters. I'm like, okay, does that make sense? Okay. Walmart changes their furnace. I don't know about you, but I always feel sick in Walmart. But I don't know, you guys. I feel such like intense fear in these masculines. I really do. Like, it's like their false mask is blowing off. They're more transparent, but they're trying to hold it on. They're like losing their shit. And I notice people in this dark timeline, you guys, which is probably a lot of these masculines, they don't even have a sense of humor. They have like no personality anymore. It's complete dull. And I don't know if that's just because how I see that right now or if they really are. No, people lost their sense of humor. That's what I'm picking up for this masculine energy here. It's like life just has to be like serious or fearful, or we can't joke around, we can't have fun anymore. I don't know. So I have to keep distance from certain individuals because I will blow up. I can't do it. I can't do it. And to be truthfully honest, like people in this timeline, it's really hard for me to be around them anyways because I get drained really fast. You know what, you guys, and I feel like they just kind of try to change their environment, or they just, I don't know. They try to change things, but it's like they're just, like I said, they're going down these detours that just go to the same path. Okay. It's not going to work. You know, let's paint this wall another color and just pretend everything's different, that sort of thing. It's still the same wall. Okay. It's still the same life. And it's like no matter where they go, they meet the devil. Okay. The masculine tries to go away, change, I don't know. And they still meet the devil. That's what I'm picking up. Because it's not enough change. They're trying to fuck with, you know, divine path here. They're trying to fuck with finding themselves here. They're trying to mess with their natural wholeness here, basically. Okay, so it's kind of like the concept I've said, like, oh, your Walmart's better than my Walmart, but Walmart's Walmart, right? So these masculines are like, oh, I'm going to paint this wall another color, but it's still the same house, it's still the same environment, and they're not changing themselves, basically. So it's just a waste of energy, waste of time. Okay, so yeah, they're lonely. Okay, they feel abandoned. They're scared to take a risk. And they're wasting more energy than ever playing this game. Okay, and look how the devil's winking. Okay, look at that devil's a trickster, right? It's just a game at the end of the day. It's just a game, okay? And no matter what, this individual still is not finding themselves and they're feeling lonely. So it's just like people are like, oh, my public school system, they don't brainwash the kids. It's all the same. They're trying to make us a one-size-fits-all, so it doesn't matter what detour you take. If you go down the same fucking timeline and the same vibration, the same environment, and with the same end result in mind, you're in the same place. All right, that's what's going on. You know, a lot of this is the universe stepping in, and, you know, like I said, God and the devil, the dark and the light, they all work together. They do. Okay? You cannot find the light without facing the dark. No. I don't buy that either. That's another bullshit loophole. That's another bullshit whatever. Okay? And what I'm seeing is these masculines are just trying to find the light and skip the rest, okay? That's what they're doing. And that's why Mr. Devil here with the winky eye is always on the path. And reminding them, nope, you still got your dark side, bud. You know, that's what I'm saying. You still got to do the work, buddy. Okay. So, and you guys know, because that's what a lot of this sales pitch, that getting this beautiful end result, you go get healings, you go take classes, and people spend thousands of dollars with this promise of something, and it just accumulates more bullshit, really. And you still got to face the work anyways, and you throw money away. Because sometimes I see these classes and I'm like, what the hell? You need a class to. No. But anyway, you don't have to feel low, though. Cut the energy off. Remove the cords. Remove the energy, you guys. You're not bound to anybody. That's a myth. Myth, myth, myth. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't hold back. I know it brings me a lot of hatred sometimes, but that's okay. That's okay. I'm used to it. And honestly, people kind of gave up on trying to stop me anyway because they're not going to shut my mouth. Nobody's going to shut my mouth. They gave up on it. For right now, anyways, I don't know. I do bite a little bit. No, I'm just kidding. So, these masculines, you guys, so stubborn. I don't even I don't even understand the point in this. Oh, if I take this route, and it's just like more work and more energy to take the shortcuts, you know? Just like if you try to find a shortcut or a hop over to the end result, it's just, it's more pain. It's more letdowns. That's why when you get readings and you're promised a result or promised a certain shift, you're going to get this result. And you wait and you wait and you're excited and you kind of just not do the work. And then that date comes, right? And it doesn't happen. More letdowns. These masculines are doing a similar concept, but in a different way. They're trying to find a shortcut. Okay? They're trying to just. I don't even know what I'm seeing because they're scatterbrained. Whatever energies I'm getting here is just all over the place. Okay? And I just got cut off. So. Yeah, look at it. Reckless actions lead to conflict. Look, stupid. Stupid. And you're probably dealing with a fire sign. It says fire. I don't know. I know that fire sign men, when they're in the distortion, are very, very impulsive. So it doesn't have to be like that. But, yeah. Look at it. Fate has blocked the path. Like, okay, wouldn't it just be easier to, like, stand up to who you are eventually than just to take, like, 25,000 shortcuts that just bring you more of the devil? Do you guys, like, watch people? And, you know, like I said, this masculine energy is, like, just people in the dark timeline in general. Do you ever watch them? And it's like they're just a bunch of, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like they're running into each other or something. That's the visual I get. Or they're just like, I don't know. I just get this visual of them, like, you know, like trying to do flips over each other, like trying to, you know, trying to one up each other for the same fucking objective. Okay, it's just so stupid. My mask is nicer than yours. You know, it's the same. It's the same shit of competition, keeping up with the Joneses, looking cool because everybody's following this dark timeline to look cool. That's what my husband says too, because I'll be like, why do people follow this fucking shit? And he goes, Kayla, to look cool and fit in. And I'm like, you're right. I forgot. And I'll never forget when this pandemic started, because I knew it was coming anyways, but I was down in Texas and I got a visual of 4 men sitting around a table laughing at this whole thing. And I didn't know what I was seeing until now. Well, not till now, but before. Like, it was the 4 dark fuckers that are behind a lot of this. So, I mean, it's true. Like, when I saw those poor kids sitting in picnic tables outside doing their schoolwork with a mask on and shit, and I was like, why? And my husband would be like, because they gotta fit in. You gotta send your kid to school and put them in that, because what would people think? It's just so stupid. Okay, anyway, that's what these masculines are doing. They're being reckless, and they're more reckless, and they're jumping into more fire. Okay, and it's just like, no matter what, they run into a roadblock. No matter what. Okay. Yep, see? The false mask, you guys. Yep. They're just masking the truth. Trying to run into fire and masking that truth. That's all it is. Surroundings will go after. Surroundings will undergo transition. Look, you guys. Wind of change. The tornado. Okay. The tornado. Ripping the house apart. Doesn't matter. I saw a bunch of posts on Facebook today. Why can't we just go back to normal? We never will, so get over it. Sorry. Why, so they can date someone else that's just another puke? I mean, it's just like, for some of you that you have an asshole ex that you just, pushed away, got rid of, you're still repeating those karmic cycles, right? That's what we're trying to end right now. So what these masculines are doing is they're playing with fire, okay? And it's going to cost them more. And it could cost them a lot more dearly than they anticipate. That's what I'm picking up. So, yeah, because beware who you trust. They're trusting the wrong people here. They're trusting the wrong situations here. Okay? And that's what I'm saying with this, and all of this correlates with this pandemic. It's always been parallel to me, to the shifts going on in this world. Because these people in that timeline, they're trusting, their daddy government or whatever to make their decisions for them. And it's walking them to more bullshit. And that's what the masculines are doing in their individual life right now. Because the feminine, a lot of you're getting out of this. You're freeing yourself. That's why there's people trying to doubt you, get you to doubt yourself. Because people don't want to see you free. You're supposed to be controlled. You are not a free human being. You're supposed to be controlled by something. That's the way it is. And these masculines are trusting the wrong situations to control their life right now. And it's multiple different things. Some of them are getting mixed up with other people, or they think they're changing and meeting new friends, I'm hearing. Okay? And it's just the same type of people over and over again. I mean, it's just, I don't know. What's ultimately gonna happen here, you guys, is these masculines are gonna learn the hard way who actually loves them. That's what I'm hearing. They really are. If they want to sit and play with fire, that's fine. I mean, they're going to start feeling like shit, because without love at all, you get depressed, you feel like shit. And that's what a lot of you've been doing to yourself, because you're giving all your love to this individual or to people in the dark timeline, and you start feeling like shit, right? Because right now, it's just more obvious that you feel like shit when you're not getting it back or giving to that sort of thing, okay? That's what's going to happen to them. They're just going to feel a little more like shit. So, you know, and this person I'm picking up on is going to start realizing that you guys did have good intentions the whole time. And you did come from a place of integrity. And they just kind of threw it away. So, someone who tested for Rona and died on a plane. Oh. It's all about control, yeah. I don't trust anything right now. Like, I just don't. I struggle to trust. How do you trust? Who do you trust? I mean, think about it. Everything's more transparent. Like I said, passive aggressive comments on Facebook today. Sending you healing. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. For me, I can feel that shit a mile away, but 10 miles away, 1,000 miles away, it doesn't matter. But anyway. A shutdown. I do feel there's going to be some servers that are not acting right. A mass shutdown, I don't feel like right away. I feel like there's going to be certain things that'll stop working. And somebody said, oh, they're going to shut everything down so they can take our information. You guys, they watch us every day. They take information from us every day. Okay? They have access to our private information every single day. It's creepy if you think about it, but that's nothing new. Okay? Who do you think runs these servers? There's somebody behind it has access to you. So that part of it, no. There is a lot of going on behind the scenes that we're not aware of, okay? There's a lot of conflict about social media, about the system, about the control. There's stuff going on in the court systems we're not seeing. There's a lot of shit going on. There is going to be a lot of servers of things shutting down on the internet. I do pick that up. Social media is going to change. The internet's going to change. We're going to have a very divided world for a while, guys. When it'll happen, how it'll happen, what will happen, that's up in the air. But a mass shutdown of everything, I don't feel like it's going to be like, oh, it's the 21st, blow up or something like that. But there's a lot of people that are like, oh, well, the world didn't end in 2012. The world didn't end. Yeah, but did we have a pandemic and being chased around to get a vaccine? No. We're in a complete different situation. Okay, so it's all about China, yeah. It's all about China. And people are like, oh, don't get down that rabbit hole too far. Well, maybe I like the rabbit hole, okay? It's more fun. People are going to rise. There's mass awakenings every second, you guys, going on right now. People are going to rise, okay? Yeah, 2012 was the trigger for the for awakening for a lot of us as well. Okay, that's probably why my life felt like it got tipped upside down and I got shook around and bashed against a wall from 2012 to now. And 2018 was the ending of a lot of karmic contracts for me. So the reset's going to start on the 21st. 12/21. That's the day where it's like button. It's just not going to be instant. It's not going to be instant, okay? But we've been transitioning into it for a while anyways. LA stopped lying tenting. Well, Minnesota's all up for the tenting. Oh, yeah. I got a bad car wreck in 2005. People like to be in pain, you guys. You ever have those moments where you're just seeking out the worst? I do. I'm not, like I said, I'm not sitting here pretending to be perfect. But you expect the worst, right? And then you gotta check yourself. Because that's what we're used to. We're used to drama. We're used to chaos. We're used to bullshit. We're used to being controlled. And it's like we just expect the worst. And then we don't believe in ourselves. And then we let ourselves down. Okay? It's a non-stop episode of Days of Our Lives. And Days of Our Lives is still on the fucking TV. Okay? Yeah. Pain in your side, I don't know. You have a pulled muscle or something. I don't know. I can't answer those questions right now. And I know some of you have a mini reading that I owe you to. I'm still working on them. Okay. And I will take the bookings through the rest of the weekend for mini ones, and I'm going to shut them off. But I have more than I thought, so it's taking me a bit to get through them. I've been quite busy with my children and stuff, and I've been kind of tired, to be honest. Yeah. Well, the Great Reset, the day starts on the 21st. That's when the planets align like the Star of Bethlehem. So, 2020 is the Great Reset in general. But the 21st is when the stars align the Star of Bethlehem. It's that concept. Yeah, once you let it open, the abundance does come in. But this big change is not going to be as noticeable as people think either, because people will be like, oh, look, we woke up the morning of this date and everything's fine. You know, it's going to be like that. Okay, so it's going to be a process. It's a lot of different philosophies going out there, you know. Some people are like, oh, we're going to go into a new dimension, which, yes, I do feel there's something with dimensions coming in as well. And I hear time travel a lot, too, so whatever that means. But that's what I keep hearing is time travel, like time warp or something. Well, it is a new dimension. It is. But I wonder, like, the extent of that will go. I do feel a lot of people are going to die. Well, don't you ever have days where you already feel like you went back in time? Because I do all the time. Time travel is real. And then you get, you know, like, I feel like I'm living back in the 80s or 90s sometimes. I don't know how to explain it, but that's what I feel like. Like we went back in time or something like that. And that's why right now there's this, like, distortion in time, you guys. Like, time is an illusion for real anyways, but I feel like I'm losing time all the time because we're literally rushing through a whole lifetime and ending a lifetime and having a restart in a new lifetime. All right, so yeah, because we're in an illusion. And mine's not, like, I mean, I'm still in the 3D, obviously, and I'm trying to balance that out, but we're shifting to a new consciousness for sure. 1800s, yeah, I could see us going back to that. And one thing I've learned, because, you know, I was always like growing up, you know, worry about what everybody thinks, you know, worry about your retirement, worry about this, worry about that. So I was always like, I was such a worried kid into adulthood. I was nervous, I was anxious, I was worried all the time, and I manifested like shitty things all the time. And I realized that that is just stupid to do. I realize that's just stupid to do. And what's the worst that's going to happen? I used to worry about my credit score. Oh my God, I have a late bill. Oh my God, oh, you know, have a panic attack and shit your pants or whatever. And I'm just like, oh, month late on bills. Oops. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you just have a complete different perception on everything. You know what I'm saying? And even the law of karma, there's illusion behind that. Everything's fucking illusion, you guys. Everything. Yeah, with the consciousness actually raising, people that are full of this archon slime and programming and that, they're not going to feel well. That's why people are getting sick. So, hey, whatever. We're made for this, we're designed for this, but people are like, you know, we're not supposed to be born. And I always wonder that, why are animals like free and can go by their instinct and they raise their children free? And you know what I'm saying? And then, oh, we give birth and hand our kids over to the system right away. Because we pretty much do. And I've been wondering that for years. Like, we give birth and hand our kids over to somebody else for somebody else to make decisions for us, basically. So, I don't know. Reincarnate as animals? I don't know. I don't think so, but it is the consciousness. We don't have somebody that is our dictator, you guys. I mean, even the upper hand, no matter where that upper hand is, you're not supposed to be under a complete control and dictation where you live in fear. Okay? God is supposed to work alongside you and with you, not over you. And that's a tough one to grasp. I do resonate with the owl. The owl and the lion a lot. And what's the other animal I see a lot? I can't remember. My North Node, the Gemini. I do like owls, though. That was, like, fascinating. Killer whale. Is hell an illusion? No, hell's real. It's just, it's not like the Bible says. Yeah. There's a fire pit in the other dimension. Cleanses your soul. Like, basically, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know how to explain it. There's a repent. There's a repent. There's, like, literally, like, your soul sits in a repent. Like a jail, like a spiritual jail, and you don't even know you're sitting there, but a lot of times it's your dark night of the soul, and when you're, like, thinking out yourself and going through that sort of thing, and that's what we're doing right now this year. We're repenting. I've been in there. I know I have. Yeah, there's soul recycling and that sort of thing. I don't know. And there's some people here that I feel that are just kind of empty vessels and their soul is, like, hijacked completely. I do see that as well. And when you tell people, you know, like that your soul is in the same realm as like dead people's soul and stuff like that, they're just like, oh, yeah, you know, they just look at you like you're nuts, but it is. And some dead people I don't always find. People are like, can you do a reading of my grandma's stuff? I don't always find them. So some of them are reincarnated or gone or something. I don't know. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I've had a dream that we like jumped into another like dimension, and it was like um prairie grass and like full of color, and like there was cabins and woods and stuff like that. And I don't know. It'll be interesting. So I don't know if it's just the actual consciousness and that's what we're going to see or how we're going to see things or what. But not everybody's going to make it there to that consciousness. Well, like the heaven part of it, I don't know how to explain it, but we're supposed to learn how to make heaven here, basically. So it's hard to explain the other realm. It's like there's a huge building. It kind of looks like Narnia. That makes sense? That show? And there's like an outside, and then there's this building. And as people start to awaken, it's more green in that dimension. That's what I've noticed. I didn't even know what the hell it was when I was first there. I didn't know what it was. It was weird. Yeah, but we've chosen to live in hell, and that's where we're breaking out of this so we can get into the better consciousness, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's where religion steps in and controls us from doing that, because they're like, oh, you have to be a good boy or good girl and follow the rules and be perfect and do all this and that and live the hard life because then you'll go to heaven. And that's not necessarily the case, I figured out. That's all a setup. Economical slavery is what we're breaking here. We're supposed to learn heaven here. We're supposed to learn how to be happy here and free. Okay? So, oh, you're welcome. Lifetimes, they do come to you eventually. Um, some of you, some of them are false though. There can be artificial intelligence behind false lifetimes. That's good. You want to feel free. Me being pregnant and hormonal, it's been there's some difficult days. Oh, phones are the worst. Phones do put devices on you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of like Narnia. It's I mean that's what I'm saying. Like when people chant how they're the chosen and shit, talk about all this stuff, it's like, you know, I don't know what the chosen is or the definition. I don't give a shit anymore. It's ego to me. But some of this dimension stuff, I didn't know what it was, and my husband didn't either. So I was like, where am I at? Like, um, had no idea. All right, so I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. I feel like that these masculines, like they want to extend some lighthearted energy to you, okay, with this flirt here. But what I feel like right now is they don't have energy to do it, or it's like they've lost everything. I don't know. It's like they don't have the energy, they don't have the light to do it, or they just don't know how anymore, or they feel distance, or like, I don't know how to say it, but definitely different. There's definitely a division here. So right now, I just feel like that, I feel like a lot of you right now, you're just kind of, you're into loving yourself first, and you're not going to play games anymore, and you're not going to deal with this just playful or player or whatever kind of shit anymore is what I'm seeing as well. And a lot of you, you're still working on forgiveness with this individual, okay? Or you're working on letting go or accepting the situation as is, and you're just working on a release still is what I'm seeing. And I do feel that this masculine in general here is a little bit concerned that you're not going to forgive them for the games either, is what I'm hearing. I had a runny nose. It's crazy. I must have the Rhone. No, I'm just kidding. Feminine's not making effort in this anymore. You're not making effort anymore because you guys want true love. You want the real thing. You don't want Playboy Bunny. You don't want the vitamin D only. Okay? You're sick of extending the olive branch out. You're sick of trying. Here's what I'm picking up. You're just tired. Okay? And you continuously got told, oh, this is your person. You got to cater their ass. Basically. And I feel like you guys are like, no. No, you're done with that shit. Because I know some teachings are like, this is your other half. Respect them. It's the other half you... No. You're whole and completed. You're whole and completed. But I do feel this masculine here that I'm picking up on anyways, like, they kind of have some regret here with trust, okay? They feel like that you don't trust them, and they got to work on trust. They have trust issues anyways. There's somebody here has trust issues due to their childhood here coming forward is what I'm picking up. Okay, whether it says masculine to you or vice versa or both, there's trust issues in this connection, all right? And I'm kind of picking that that's being worked through here. Okay, I feel like this masculine, honestly, guys, I feel like they regret some of their behavior because, like I said, they're not exactly, living in complete happiness. And for some of you, they used you as their way to check out a reality, as their, fun time, as their, flirtatious energy, as their energetic feed, and they lost that, and now it's like, oh, my boring life. Okay. There's people putting up with such toxic behavior in these connections. I don't know how the fuck they can keep doing that. I've seen some, posts and videos and things like that. That's like abuse. It's horrible. I don't condone abuse. Hell no. Restraining orders, stalking, like, wake up. Wake up. These masculines, they think they're choosing free will, you guys. They, like, go back and forth the delusion here, but they're just trying to escape emotion. Okay. That's what I'm saying too. They're trying, it's my right, my choice, da da da. Everybody's saying that right now, which certain things are your right, your choice, that sort of thing, but they're just following delusions at this time. Okay. And they're just running away from their problems. And like I said, um, paint the wall a different color. I don't want a pink wall. Let's have a blue wall because that makes my problems go away. How about I buy a new pair of underwear because that'll change me? That's what I'm seeing. And that's the thing. So, some of the posts, some of the videos I've seen, it's like oh, I got rid of my narcissistic ex asshole, but I put up with it with this individual because they're my divine counterpart. Huh? I don't get that. Because if somebody's going to respect me, they better respect me. I don't care what they are. And then they claim this beautiful 5D union connection thing all the time with this asshole who's just completely mean. That doesn't make sense to me either. That feels completely outside force ran. So I don't get it. Yeah, Joe, that's what I mean. Like it's condoning abusive behavior. What I can guarantee him, a lot of them have a story about throwing a karmic in the dumpster. Okay. So this person's definitely trying to compromise with their ego, you guys. Okay? It's just, yeah, I don't know what to say anymore. Yep, the songs can be artificial intelligence as well. Yep, tricks, synchronizations, tricks. Yep. Your phones do a lot of it. Well, wouldn't you think? Because when people aren't awake, I feel like there's outside forces controlling their souls sometimes. I mean, I know we're not always like in tune 24 hours a day, that sort of thing, but I'll be honest, I've seen feminines that have masculines like chained to them. Okay, like a prisoner. Okay. And I don't think that's like a 5D beautiful marriage. So, but to each their own. That's just what I've seen. I've seen it, you guys. And then they're like, oh, we share a chakra system. You know what I've been seeing since I got all the devices removed off myself from spiritual community and just devices in general? I see chained chakra systems. I'm not kidding about this. And I see energy siphoning. Not kidding. It's like shitty. And I was seeing that for quite some time, but I didn't say anything to clients, okay? And then my husband started seeing it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not seeing shit. I know. And because I would see like these black cords between the chakras of people, and I'm like, okay. And I was like super confused, and then when he started seeing it too, and I'm like, okay, I'm not delusional. Not delusional. Well, the synchronizations with the AI, you guys, when you get devices on you or on your light body, you'll see stuff everywhere. It gets to be an obsession. It taunts you. It lures you. You'll have dreams. Dreams can be AI as well. And there's actually an article I read, and my husband had this happen to him, where they try to orchestrate you to get involved with a soul connection in a dream. Okay, he had a dream like that, and he told me about it, and it was like this gorgeous, beautiful, glowing female in this dream. Okay, and it was other people in the dream trying to lure him to this female, and they're usually a sexual dream or a romantic dream of some sort, but he figured it out and stopped the dream, and I think he had 2 of them. And I said, wait a minute, I read a dream about that. They implant Archon devices on people and draw them together, and a lot of times people have these dreams prior to meeting this person. Well, he had 2 of them, and he told me they were like gorgeous, beautiful women that he didn't know, but they had a glow, and you know. But see, the thing with my husband is he's not one you can like fool that easily, so he figured out in the dream how to recognize it. And he's like, I knew it was a setup. So he exited out of it. So, and I don't remember my dreams that well, but he was telling me about this, and I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. Because I read about it, about alien dreams or alien setup dreams or whatever it was called, and I was like, wow. So I was like, damn. And what I read in this article about that is that they put devices on 2 different people, and there's dreams, because people are like, I had dreams about him before I met him. Well, yeah. And they put these devices on them, draw them together, and they find each other on the internet. Like, we feel that Facebook is behind some of it, or like social media, your phone. And it'll draw them together, and a lot of toxicity there. It might not be for all of them, but that is some cases, I do feel. So, and then it'll kind of like lure you to the program, and yep, energy siphoning, yep. But my husband recognized it, and he's just like, nope, and he exited out of that dream. Yeah. And there was a couple of my followers too that have emailed me or messaged me about similar dreams that they recognized there was something off. So it was actually like almost like the soul was in another dimension in abduction, so to speak. And he could tell there was actors involved and stuff like that kind of thing, and just like hijacking. So it's a finally guided alien guy. I don't know. Yeah, so then a lot of times there's these dreams, and then you'll be on Facebook, and this person will add you to Facebook, or they'll come up in people you may know, or you'll run into my Instagram or whatever. That's a lot of what happens. It's internet. Or you can even, it can even, from what I read, draw them to meet up in public somewhere too. So I don't know. I don't know. But if you want to call that divinely guided, I mean, so be it. But it's fucked up. It's just a lot of stuff that we've been kind of putting together, and it's like, but I don't know, this kind of stuff, this programming stuff's been going on for many lifetimes, you guys. Like, it's like we're in a video game, so I don't know. You know, this isn't new technology. It's not. It's not new stuff. It is like a video game. I do feel like that a lot of these masculines, though, you guys, they are like They are working on things in the materialistic world. They're trying to put things together in the materialistic world. I'm picking that up as well. And I do feel like a lot of you released the idea of this, you know, harmonious union. And you're going through a healing process now. You're done chasing the idea because it's like there's no result. Years and years of it. And there's so many different philosophies on it. Some people think that that's part of the whole union is you're breaking this archon stuff, but then they sit there and blame everybody else. It's up to each individual person to break this programming. It really is. Okay, so blaming other people is kind of just bullshit to me. Because it really is up to us to release that. So to me that's promoting victim consciousness in a sense. Like, oh, it's their fault, it's his fault. It's like, because I did see a post that was like, it's the Nazi type government that's like keeping them apart. No, it's you. It's them. It's the not breaking this stuff. You know what I'm saying? So and then there is, you know, the whole philosophy that they're trying to make us a one-size-fits-all world, which is proven to be a fact to me. And there's parts about these connections as well that's trying to make everybody a one-size-fits-all and not have any diversity. Oh, we're going to break everything and we're going to all be the same and that sort of thing, but we're not the same. So, I don't know. There's so much light and dark to everything, you know, so... I'll get some messages and I'm going to log off here and probably go to bed. Do you realize how amazing you are? I don't care how hard being together is. Nothing's worse than being apart. I feel like I'm waiting for something that isn't going to happen. Can you forgive me? All I want to do right now is scream and let it all out. Get some out of this deck here. How can you tell if you cleared the AI? Well, I started to feel better. Demonic attacks quit. Dark attacks quit. Now they only happen when I draw them in myself, when I'm in my fearful place or anxiety. I just started to see and recognize this shit being controlled, really. I mean, with the whole world, you know, a lot of things. So... that's how I knew, and now I can feel when the AI is trying to put stuff on me. Like, I can feel like dark energy trying to penetrate my head or come at me and that sort of thing. I can feel a drain. Now I recognize it and I repel it. I reject it. So... and YouTube videos, you guys put them on you as well. Sometimes YouTube videos can. So you'll know, like, you'll figure it out. If anything is controlling who you are and controlling how you live and running your life, there you go. Control. Okay? Angels, I don't know. I don't see wings on people personally, but whatever. I also think a lot of angels are artificially ran as well. Because that's another thing. I started to see everything for what it was, and I saw like these beautiful glittery angels with like control cables on them literally being ran. It was really fucked up. Mm-hmm. And spirit guides look like these like control things like on people. Oh my god. It was just like, oh my god, like this is like artificial or something. So yeah, YouTube videos. I feel like a lot of people are getting sick of them though. Some people are. You'll see less dark entities when you like remove cords and stuff from yourself. I used to get when I had cords on me because it was when I had like it was when I got into like spirituality, I got to the false light for a while basically. And I had all these cords on me and stuff, and it was sending me demonic attacks all the time, and I'd have like marks on me and everything like that. I don't get that anymore. Sometimes I see things, but it's nothing out, too out there or anything like that. Now I have more control over what I see. I feel like I have more control of myself now. There isn't these random demonic attacks. And a lot of times these connections, when there's cords between people, there's these demonic attacks involved. So you want to be sovereign is how I feel. Because we were like, oh, that's just part of normal of these connections. Like, no, not really. So I've had clients that had bruises in the night, bite marks. Mm-hmm. And I know it was in October, somebody got a cord in me and I had a choke mark on my neck. Somebody's trying to send me shit. So I got the cord removed out. And this shit's not a joke. It's all an energy siphoning operation. Yep, Gina, I had them too. Not anymore. Nope. um, Eloise, basically. Yeah. Yeah. AI, alien machinery. Mm-hmm. Because some people are like, oh, when you get close to union, you get demonic attacks because everybody's trying to stop it. Whatever. Whatever. It's the control shit. See, I used to see angels as these beautiful, like, glittery, angelic, whatever. Okay, when I got into the false light. I'm glad I was in the false light, though, because I learned from it, which is like the love and light, that sort of thing only, which is just as dark, really. And these angels would be these beautiful, glittery, whatever. And then I was in La La Land all the time, like, just like, you know what I'm saying? And then I got all that taken off, and I would see the truth, and I was absolutely taken back. But the thing is, like, okay, so like Archangel Michael, I feel like it's a concept more than anything. I don't know. I don't really believe in angels 100%, okay? But they work for the dark and the light. Everything is balance. There's about balance, okay? So, not everything is just this light and love only all the time. So, that's how I see it. The Archangel Michael is like more of a, like, I feel like it's a consciousness, like, but my husband's work is under that consciousness. He didn't even know what the hell Archangel Michael was. So, it's just, I don't know. It's all like just a label, really. I don't believe there's just one like Archangel Michael. I don't believe in angels. I think they're bullshit. Sorry. Just how I see them. I think it's all just labels and like, it's energy. Energy's energy. You can see it how you want to see it, So, It's just like some people want to go by like the Bible, some people want to go by this or that. It's like whatever, you know. Energy is energy. It's all in how you want to see it. What do you want to label it? So much falseness though. When you wake up to it, it's like, you know, it is a bit shocking. Yeah, Eloise, that's what I mean. Anybody whispering in your ear, telling you what to do and stuff and giving you advice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that dream sounds about right, like the Truman Show. Okay, I'm gonna get off here and go to bed, I think. I'll have to do more readings tomorrow. Alright, have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.